we're starting this. For the first time, I have Ryan Tomich from Victory Outdoor Services, and he's obviously my boss, so thank you for coming in. But that's it. But now that I have Ryan, we're in Vegas, so I wanted to do it. So we're here, and we're gonna kick it off. So, all right, Ryan. The first question is, what did you pursue after graduating, and what was your original plan?
Graduating high school?
Well, yeah, graduating high school. Well, you want to go to college or no?
Oh, no. College was never in the picture.
Okay.
Just the family I grew up in.
Okay.
Nobody went to college. We didn't have any money. That wasn't an option.
Yeah.
It was never discussed. So I started concrete when I was I think a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So once I started concrete, I fell in love with it. I was a natural at it. So I loved it. And once I started it, I pretty much, well, I shouldn't say that. I started concrete, and then I had a thought to become a police officer.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to become a police officer. So I did have that thought after I started concrete.
Okay.
And at that time in Milwaukee, we had a police chief named Arthur Jones, and he messed up the whole department.
I don't even know who. I was a baby.
Yeah, you probably weren't even born yet.
Right.
Yeah, so City of Milwaukee, I was going to become a City of Milwaukee police officer, and at the time they just stopped hiring. So they didn't have any money in the budget because the chief just messed up the whole department.
Oh, he probably just.
And so I was talking to my wife, and talking about going to the police academy, and then realized they weren't going to hire anyway, even if I went through the academy, and I didn't want to waste my time. So I kind of put that aside, and then I just stuck with concrete.
Okay.
And here I am.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I stuck with concrete.
Okay. All right. The second question is, how did you get involved into the concrete industry? And obviously, you talked about it, but I want to know how you jumped on. I mean, you talked to me personally. You told me.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I don't know if you told your viewers. I don't know if I'm not.
Yeah. So I have an older brother, and he was in concrete at the time when I was young, and then I just got a job at his company.
Yeah. Okay.
And, in high school, I don't remember what I was making. I was probably making $13 an hour.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, in high school, sometimes you start
back in the day.
Yeah. I mean,
but I was making cash.
Oh.
And $13 an hour, I had money.
That's something.
I had money in high school.
That's something, because you go to McDonald's, whatever, $7. All the places $10 times 11, because you're young.
This was 1992.
Oh my goodness.
So $13 an hour cash money. Again, we worked a lot of hours. We worked 60 hours, 70 hours a week. So
you were balling then.
Yeah. I had money in high school. Yeah.
All right. The fourth question is, what were your obstacles in starting a business?
Well, starting a business is a lot easier before you have a wife and children. So for me, we actually went into business before I was even married. So
you didn't have no kids, right?
No, of course. Yeah, I didn't have any kids until after I was married.
Okay.
So it's a lot easier. So I'll just speak in general. It's a lot easier for young guys to get into business. It doesn't mean that if you're older, and you're upper 20s and 30s, and you have, a wife and kids, that you can't get into business, because you still can. It just becomes more of a challenge, obviously, because you got more stuff to balance. When you're young and you don't have any other responsibility, you can just focus on the business. You can pour yourself into it. You can work as many hours. Nobody cares that you work till 10 o'clock at night every single day. Nobody cares. Right. It's just you.
Yeah.
Then all your money, it's all yours.
Yeah.
It's just you and your business.
Yeah.
So you can just focus on that. As you're older, you gotta. Oh yeah. You gotta take care of your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta report yourself basically to, hey, I'm here. Hey, and that takes time off your plan.
Oh yeah.
You're like.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get to the job, finish the job in and out. I actually like how you just go into the jobs and you want to get in and out right away. That is a perfect plan. And I like working. Obviously, you guys see me in the videos. I love how we just go into the jobs and we're just boom, knock it off so quick. I'm like, damn, we really.
Honestly, you have to knock it out quick.
Yeah.
So it's with the price of concrete increasing, the price of everything increasing, insurance is it's ridiculous. The cost of insurance and everything, it's gone up so high. There's just not as much profit in the concrete as there used to be. So you gotta get the jobs done quick, or you're just not gonna make the money that you're hoping. I mean, you can make good money in concrete if you knock the jobs out.
Right.
But if you're messing around on the job and it's taking forever,
Yeah.
obviously sometimes you get weather and you can't help it. But like some guys just aren't focused, and they'll start a job, they'll stop, and they'll whatever.
Yeah.
You got to
Take
get them
their
done.
time,
You got to go
basically.
in,
Yeah.
you got to get out.
Yeah.
That's your profit. It's all in how much time it takes. You get in and out, you can make money. If it takes too long, you're going to break even, and that's no good. You
Yeah.
can't live like that.
Yeah, I know the obstacles basically. Well, I'm starting it, and I'm just, just when I'm by myself, I'm like, man, the obstacles Ryan has to go through were crazy because I'm just getting into it barely, and I see it. I'm like, man, these obstacles, they're not gonna stop, never.
No, the obstacles get worse and worse. It gets harder and harder. But the difference is, you're 26.
Yeah.
I'm 46. I'm
Yeah.
20 years older than you.
Yeah, you've been in the business as long as I have.
Yeah,
lived.
it's not just being in business. It's business, and it's life in general. It's working yourself through difficult situations, dealing with difficult people.
Yeah.
It's just experience. So the challenges become more and more, but you become more able to handle them. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You don't stress over stuff that you might have stressed when you were young. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I don't stress over stuff because I've been through it. I've done it. I've dealt with this same kind of person a million times. I know what's going to happen. I know what makes them mad. I know what will pacify them. I can deal, jobs. Like, there's no job I ever go into where I'm not super confident that I'm going to get it done. It's going to be right. Never. When you're young, you're like, oh, you look at this. This has really difficult pitch, and it's got steps, and it's got a curb and this and that. So you can just stress about it.
That is so true.
But for me, like,
Yeah.
I know I can do it all.
Oh, yeah.
I don't worry about, like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think about it. I just go to the job, I grab stuff, strings and levels, and I'll knock it out. So I don't
Yeah.
even think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I see that. I see that. I'm like, this guy, Ryan just. Another thing I wanted to say, too, was like, Ryan sets up his string his way. We cannot set. Imagine me just going to your job and setting up the string. You'd be like, take that off.
Yes, I would.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, Eric doesn't set up. As me, too, I wouldn't let some of my workers, set up the line. Because at the end of the day, it's whoever, the boss, responsibility. Who are they going to blame? You're not going to blame, your finisher, your setup guy. You're going to go to the boss.
Yeah, the heights, the elevations, that's the boss's job. I mean, I have to set that up. I need to know it's right.
There you go.
I need to know how we're going to
There you
strike
go.
it to make sure that the water.
Yep.
I mean, if you mess up the pitch, you're taking the concrete back out. There's no fixing it.
Point blank,
You
right.
mess it up, you're ripping it out. And
Yep. And I don't wanna get fired.
Have we ever ripped anything out?
Oh,
Have
never.
we ever had pools
We
of
have-
water,
no,
puddles?
no.
A puddle? Never.
Never.
There's never a puddle in my job.
Never.
Never.
We never even ripped concrete ever since I started working with you. So that's
no.
like never lost
That's
the
a
concrete.
big no-no.
That's the we
now,
never.
I have lost some concrete.
Yeah.
Just not since you started.
Yeah, I mean
So-
the crew that we got is solid. Like, we're solid. We're working
okay.
on it. We're okay.
Yeah,
but
we're okay.
I'm
We
pretty
got-
sure if we ever get
There's
some,
room for improvement.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna improve as we grow. I mean, man, I love working with you, man. I appreciate you having your time. I know you're going through some stuff and all the stress that happened with the hats and all that stuff.
Oh,
Take
yeah,
your
here
time
at the
here
World of Concrete,
with
yeah.
me. But man, I know I was just talking to myself, or sometimes I just start thinking because I'm like, obviously I have all this stuff, but it took me time. It's not like, oh, I just got it out of nowhere, So I know I had to like face it. I'm gonna face until I'm like older. And like I'm always gonna like reflect or see myself as Ryan went through this, and I want to go through this because I really like concrete too. I really like doing this business, and I'm always up to the challenge. I always want to get it done, and I know I could do it. And now I want to prove myself wrong that I could do it, Eric. I could do anything if I put my mind and if I put it like the number one goal. Every time I could do it. Because some people are like, oh, how did you just go off and bust your butt on for Ryan, and you just go like a mean machine? I was like, I got a family to feed. I want to have a nice retirement. I want to be something, just to show you guys, some of these young guys, because like you said, like there's not a lot of young people that want to go into this business.
Yeah.
And we have to, like me, I want to show all these kids, like the 17-year-olds that like are lost or whatever, they don't know what to do, get into like this type of business, because it's what does it say? It's easy money.
Very easy.
Once you get to know it, learn the trade really good, you got to start from the bottom, then you work yourself from the top. I'm barely right here. Ryan's like all the way over here.
No,
And-
I'm not.
Well,
way up
you're
there.
compared to me. You know,
I'm a very average contractor.
you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I could tell right away. You could tell right away. Like, man, my little trucks, you know, my hoopties, they're nothing compared to like other things. But I'm blessed, and I'm trying to work myself up, and I'm not gonna give up, Ryan. I'm not gonna give up. I know it's hard sometimes. I just can't blame nobody but myself, and I'm pretty sure you went through such times. You know what I'm saying?
The majority of your stress in business comes from your employees.
Right.
Like every boss will tell you that is the most difficult thing to deal with is employees.
Right.
So when you're just starting out and it's just you and one of your buddies and pouring concrete, and then from that and then jumping into having employees that are full time, where it's a huge burden on the boss. It's a responsibility because now, you know, you're taking care of yourself and your family, and then you're also in the back of your mind, you're needing to provide these guys work.
Right.
To provide for themselves and their families. So now you need to sell jobs because you need to keep all of you busy.
Yeah.
And the more guys you have, the more jobs you got to have, and you got to balance everything out. And then you got to watch the bottom line and making sure that your payroll is not eating away all your profit.
Right.
So there's a lot of things like you got to start keeping an eye on. So
Right.
it's easy to like keep an eye on your profits when it's just you and like maybe you're giving your buddy cash on the side.
Yep.
But once you start having employees, because every hour on the clock, it's like boom, boom, boom. And then you have unemployment insurance and you have workers'
Oh.
compensation insurance and you have more taxes to pay. So, you know, it's employment taxes and all that. Everything adds up and it gets really, really expensive really fast to have employees. That's like a huge leap
Yeah.
when you start legitimately hiring full-time employees on the payroll, like legit. It gets expensive really fast.
That's why I shut up, man. Because I'm like,
Well, you'll see when you have
yeah.
employees.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm a.
That's the challenge.
You
right
told
there.
me that. You told me that. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm just like, dude, insurance, all that stuff. What he's talking about is so true because I'm like, sometimes some people just sometimes you gotta like see an eye opener, and I really appreciate you for you telling me that. I never told you this. You know, we got in that argument, whatever. It's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna disrespect you or tell you nothing. I actually feel really bad that day, and I was like, man, I should just shut up. I should just keep it on my brain. And just crumble it up and let it go, because I'm like, dude, this guy knows more than what I know. Like, dude, this guy will literally be like, huh. And it's funny because you were like, huh. And I was like, I know. Because that maybe when I'm your age, I'm going to have a guy like me, and he's going to be the same, and it's just going to be, I'm just going to remember. I'm always going to remember everything you tell us, you show us, and all this stuff you've done for us. It's like you're showing me to be a better boss and be humble and be the way, you know, I am. I never desired to be famous. I got the opportunity. Man, it's so crazy. I got the opportunity to work with you, and I watched your videos, and I was a fan. And now I'm here, but I never desire to be like what you know, what I have with, you know, with all the channels and all the stuff. I go to my yard. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, this is all because, you know, I'm here because of obviously your work, and because I also took my step to be like, okay, I got this opportunity. Some people be like, oh, you just tell riding Ryan, but you said it too. Obviously, if I see my employee, if I get to your age and I have, you know, successful business like you do, and one of my employees are like, oh, I want to start a business, you think I'm gonna stop him? I'm like, no, here, because I'm going down, he's going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to keep that going. So what you're showing me, I'm gonna show that guy, and hopefully I see what you see in me to that guy, so that guy continues that cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. As a boss, you just.
And I appreciate
You know,
it. I like
some
people,
bosses are greedy.
Oh yeah, I do.
You know.
I used to get $5 for. I'm sorry, but I gotta say, I used to get $5 on like birthday gifts. Like, who gives $5? I used to bust my butt for that company. Never would they give us a hotel like this. Never will they make us like try to do our own business. They were always like, no, you're gonna start working for 12 hours, 13 hours, I don't care. And then you will never be nothing, because they always want you to be there stuck for them. This guy actually helped me out for like everything. You're pretty
Yeah,
much,
I mean, I don't know. I want to see other people succeed.
that's the
You know
thing.
what I mean?
I would
Like,
just think,
even I don't care who it is either.
Right.
If you work for me and you have a desire to move up in life, like, I'm gonna be there to support you. I'm not trying to hold you in my company for life. You know what I mean?
And I don't want.
But if there's an employee that wants to work for me for life and he's satisfied and that's where he wants to be, I'm fine with that too. But if somebody
Right.
has a desire to grow and do other things, like, I'm going to support that.
Right.
It's, you know, it's more than just making money. That's not really what life is about. you
Right.
know? And obviously, you know, we all need money. You know, we like money. We like to buy things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I enjoy like spending a lot more money now than I used to when I was younger. Like, it's fun to buy stuff. I get it, but that's not ultimately what gives you joy in life. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like, I like seeing other people like grow, helping people. You know, that's where I get my satisfaction from. It's not just from, oh, like, there's more money in the bank today than there was yesterday. It's like, that gets old, you know.
Yeah, it gets old.
It's
It's like,
okay,
and it's really
big
not.
deal.
And it's not really. It's like just like for a couple seconds, and it leaves the other hand. Like, you know.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Remember what the guy was saying too?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is so true.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you get like you pay me. It's like bloop, it's done.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here, Eric, and it's just borrowed like for 4 seconds,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's all done.
The more money you make, the more money you spend.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've learned that I spend way more money than
It
I
is
used
crazy.
to. Like, I make more money and I go buy something else and then I
Right.
spend it all.
You know?
I get more money and then I just buy more equipment. I buy another truck and I always spend it.
Right.
So,
But you spend it really good,
well,
like on
I
investment.
spend it really fast.
Maybe we make the easy money though.
yeah.
Man,
right.
man, you say some really good stuff, man. All right, we're gonna move on to that. And the fifth question, also, I want to say, what made you join the social media platforms? I know we talked about it. You told me straight up, but obviously, I want you to say it if you want to say it. You know.
So
what happened.
yeah, I don't care. In the very beginning, it was COVID actually.
Yeah.
So COVID hit,
Oh.
and you know, like, there was panic everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about essential workers, and I was like, man, are they even going to let us work?
Right.
Are we even essential? I had no idea, because they were trying to still figure all that out. How are we supposed to know? So I started to panic, and I was like, how do I market my business? How do I get the word out to more people? I'm going to need more work because nobody's going to spend money. Everybody's scared.
Right.
So I was like, I called people and they're like, man, you got to get on social media. So like, I jumped on Facebook. That's the first time I ever got on Facebook, was during COVID.
Right.
That's the very first social media platform that I joined, was Facebook. And it was for that reason.
Yeah.
I didn't really like social media.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff I still don't like about social media.
I noticed.
But that's when I jumped on Facebook, and I always had an idea, like, man, I think I could make good videos because I'm a creative person, and then I remember I was just gonna try it, so I made a couple little videos on iMovie with, like, I think it was with Daniel.
Okay.
You know, just like emotional stuff, like him sledding and he's my son, and like stuff that'll bring a tear to your eye, put music to it. And then
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I made myself cry with my own little video.
That's really hard
So
to
I was like,
hit you that.
Yeah.
Oh
My
yeah.
own first video hit me. So I was like, this is really fun, you know?
Yeah.
So then I made another one. And then after that, it was wintertime. So then I was like,
Right.
all right, you know what? I got to do this. So I studied YouTube and social media all winter long. I looked into it. I watched all the videos about YouTube on YouTube, like a creator hub. And now I watch podcasts or listen to podcasts and stuff. But so I learned everything that I could about it. And then I made a plan. And then in the spring, I told the guys, which was Marcel, Bugs. Man, who worked for me in the very beginning? You probably remember. It
was Marcel, Bugs, Mr. Bobby,
Mr. Bobby,
the Darryls,
Daryl,
and Al.
Oh yeah, Krabby Al.
Yeah, Krabby Al.
Yeah, so I told
I remember it, but I used to
told,
watch. I got so, the way you just, like, you really studied it, because I saw the first video when you were welding. I instantly was just like, and then I saw that you pour concrete. I'm like, what the? I'm like, dude, and I was pouring concrete.
Yeah.
By the way, I was working, and when COVID started too, also us, we got that notice. We're like, we don't know if we're gonna get pouring concrete because we
Yeah.
do foundations.
Yep.
And I used to do foundations, and we panicked too, because we're like, oh my God, what happened? We're not gonna get work. I was like, what am I gonna do if we all get, you know what I'm saying? We got to get money, and obviously a good paying job. Concrete, I'm like, I don't know how to do nothing. I just know how to do CNC. You know, I used to do a CNC machinery, whatever, but that's all about it. I'm like, and I don't like nothing else. I'm like, I really love concrete. I fell in love with concrete, and I got a paranoid. So I started watching his videos and I just got stoked. Like, but you, like you were just saying, like all your guys you had, I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But you were the one with the humor. You were the one with the assignment because they were all dry.
So in the very beginning, like I had a plan. I knew like the style of video that I wanted to make. I knew I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it entertaining. I wanted to be like a TV show almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you never knew what would happen next, and I wanted to like give him more of an inside view of what life as a contractor is really like, not just educational. This is how we pour concrete. This is how we bull float. This is how we edge and cut joints. This is why we cut joints. Although I intermingle the educational stuff somewhat into my videos, that really wasn't the point. Like I wanted people just to be entertained and get an inside look of what it's like to be a contractor, like all the struggles or the challenges, like real life. And I didn't care like potential customers if they see my channel and see us laughing and goofing around seeing the channel. I didn't care. I mean, I've been in business for so long. I already got work. I wasn't worried about that. Like, well, what if I make myself look bad? Like, I don't care about that. Like, this is real life. So even customers, they'll watch it and they'll be like, well, this guy's just genuine. You know what I mean?
Straightforward.
So we don't like manufacture any drama. We don't fake anything. I never have faked anything on a channel or any video ever. I just won't do it. It's just all real life stuff. And I took an angle that nobody had taken. You had back then you had Odell.
Yeah, Odell.
And he's very educational.
Yeah.
This is how we do this. His channel was successful. And then we have Mike Day, same thing, educational. So everything at that time, it was all about just the education aspect of concrete.
Yes, sir.
And showing the process. So I took an angle that nobody else had taken. That's why when I studied, like, I realized this is what I need to do. This is going to be my lane, and I'm going to own this lane, and I'm going to do it right. I'm going to pour myself into it, and I absolutely killed myself the very first year on YouTube. I literally almost killed myself. I worked every single night after work till the middle of the night editing videos, posting videos. I did all my own editing. I didn't care. Like I treated it like a business, like I was starting a business, and I poured myself into it. And that's really what you need to do. There's different reasons why you start social media and YouTube and all that. I understand, but for me, I wanted it to grow quickly. So
and it grew
quickly.
And it grew really quick.
Yeah, it grew quickly. But it didn't grow quickly because of luck.
Yeah.
I didn't just get lucky. I'm telling you, like, I worked insane hours the first year, and I didn't care. Like, I just put my head down, and I was, like, full throttle. And that's what it took.
And the outcome is this now.
Yeah. Now we're sitting in a 2-bedroom penthouse suite at the Bellagio on the 35th floor.
With helicopters passing
at the
by.
World of Concrete. We just did a fan meetup today.
The question that's coming up is like, did you ever imagine being an inspiration to others as a business owner, as a platform, channel? Because obviously we were over there, and dude, man, when you said because we saw a kid coming up, that was I felt that. I don't know. I felt something. I felt joy, and I felt the joy from you to me. I'm like, dude, I feel it. I'm like, dude, it felt so good because for me, you're an inspiration, dude. Obviously, I'm like, dude, I want to be like Ryan, or if God put me a little bit higher from him, because there's always going to be someone, higher from you. I already know that, But for me, when I was seeing your videos, you were like, dang, you're an inspiration because, dude, this is what we do too. Like, this is what I see myself. I'm like, dude, this guy is just like, and I was already doing side jobs, so I'm like, dude, I want to do it like he does it, and he's just how it is, You're an inspiration to me. I'm pretty sure anybody out here, all the guys, like, just by them looking at you, that's like, dude, for me, you're an inspiration no matter what.
So when I started YouTube, so I'll just be transparent. So I like to set goals in business. So I set a goal with YouTube, and I told my friends this when they asked at the time. I don't think I've ever actually mentioned this on the channel, but my goal is I want it to be the biggest concrete channel in the world in 2 years. That was my goal. And I don't think I've mentioned that before, but I set the goal, because in business, it's really important, I think, that you set goals. You got to you got to measure yourself, like how you're doing. It's another way that you can push yourself. It's a motivation, like you want to hit that goal, so you push yourself to make the goal. And that was the goal at the time. So the biggest, like, surprise to me with YouTube is I never set out to be like famous or like super popular. You know, just as a person,
Yeah.
I wanted my channel to grow.
Right.
I wanted subscribers and I wanted viewers and I
Right.
wanted views and I thought I could get all that, but
Yeah.
I didn't. It never really struck me that we would get like so popular.
Oh.
It's that has really surprised me. Like I never like it's hard to even explain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we never like
Dude.
I don't let that go to my head. You guys know
Right.
that. Like I know who I am. I keep an eye on these guys because I don't want it to go to their head either because they're still relatively young.
Right.
And it's easy, like when so many people are talking about you and, you know, telling you like in the comment section that you're a legend. It's like that's easy to let go to your head and you grow an ego. That doesn't happen with me. Like I'm older, you know what I
Right,
mean? I'm
right.
like a middle-aged man.
yeah.
Like I don't care. Like
He lived life good.
yeah,
and he,
yeah.
you know,
I don't. That doesn't
lessons in life.
change me.
Right.
So I'm more concerned about. Honestly, I'm more concerned about you guys.
Right.
If I ever see you like getting any kind of ego, like I'm
Oh,
something,
please tase
like
me.
I will. Pow!
Oh, please tase me too.
No, I'm serious.
Oh,
Because
trust
people
me.
with arrogant people drive me crazy. Like I can't stand proud people, and you just got to be really careful. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. The biggest surprise to me is like how popular we've become. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
what I
right.
mean? And,
Yeah. Hey.
that's good though.
But yeah, that's good. But
Yeah,
he
that's
did
good.
tell you that I'm jealous because I had to, you know. But he says it in a good way. You know?
Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't
I'm a little
like,
jealous though.
"Aw." Yeah.
It's not easy. You
It's
know,
not
guys
easy.
start concrete channels or whatever, landscaping channels, whatever, and it's a grind to get
Oh,
the
yeah.
subscribers and get people to actually like start watching your videos.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and keep them interested. You know, a lot of people start channels and then they stop because it's just not going anywhere. But
Right.
yeah.
All right.
Next question, please.
All right. What are your plans for retirement?
I don't really have plans for retirement.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm pretty much thinking things have changed like so fast. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
the last couple of years,
Oh.
like I've grown and I bought land, and this year I'm going to put up a building.
Oh,
I'm
I can't
starting
wait.
I'm starting a rental company. I just don't know where everything's going to lead.
Right.
All I'm doing right now is I'm just making the best decisions that I know,
Right.
and try to set myself up for the future.
Oh, you're.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I
I
can
know
get the
it's-
rental company going,
Right.
if I can get the rental properties going, you know, I'm setting all that up for it's not just for myself. Like this is for me, my retirement. If I get sick when I'm old,
Right.
if I'm in, you know, long-term care and things get really expensive,
Yeah.
I don't want to burden my family. Like I want the money to be there to take care of me. I'm hoping that my business and everything that is set up will be there to take care of my kids and my kids' kids and maybe my
Right.
kids' kids.
Generation.
You know, I'm trying to do everything I can, and there's a balance because I don't just pour myself in the business and like disregard my family. Like
Right.
there's a definite balance, but I'm just gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna push, and see where it leads. You know, I got like multiple buildings, like, you know, planned for the future.
Oh, yeah.
So I got many years of building and
Oh, yeah.
getting that all together. So, you know, ultimately, I would love to see at least 3 buildings on the land, everything rented out. If you have 3 buildings and you're renting 3 buildings, you're going to be bringing in several $100,000 in rent every year.
Oh yeah.
Plus, if I have the, you know, equipment business going, you know, once everything's done and set, I could probably retire.
All right.
So if I can get that together in the next 5 years or 6 years, I could be in a position where I could retire. So hopefully in 5 years I would be in that position, but I'm not going to retire, dude. I love work. I'm going to work until
It's hard.
like my back breaks in
I
half.
always think about that. I'm like, man, all I've known is to work. Like for real.
It-
And then you just like to work. Like you just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
get your hands dirty, want to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like I know what you mean, Ryan. I
People
know.
like look forward, like I want to retire. I hate my job. I don't. I love work.
You gotta find
I don't
something
wanna retire.
you want to
Yeah.
you love to do because
Yeah.
if you hate your job, you can
Yeah.
just quit it. Just find something
Obviously,
else.
there's a point. Like I'm pushing now, but obviously that's going to slow down. I can't like keep this pace for too long. But I'm going to push as hard as I can for as long as I can, and then when it's time, you know, my life will slow down, and I'll be able to do some of the, you know, the type of hobbies that I enjoy, like fishing and, you know, golf. I love golf, but I never go because I don't have time. I got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plans for the future.
Right.
Yeah, for retirement. I want to set myself up.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you will, dude.
Yeah.
I see myself down like dude, Ryan's gonna set himself in. You're gonna be with a fat Cuban cigar.
No, I don't smoke no cigars.
But no, I'm just
Come on.
I was just saying, like in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, he's probably gonna be chilling, like his water like this, his sparkling water, making poetry in his bowl, just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that,
yeah.
I
I'll definitely spend some more time on the water. I like boating, man. Boating is really fun. Really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I'm old, I could picture myself, not now, I talked about this in a video, but when I'm older and my kids are all out of the house, like I really wouldn't mind living on a lake. Not now, like I mentioned in a
future.
previous video, but when I'm older and it's just me and my wife,
Yeah.
like I can imagine remember that patio we put?
Oh, dude, I've never.
Right on the
I
lake.
love that patio that we poured, dude.
Like I was thinking I would like to sit on that patio and just sip my coffee early in the morning with the sun coming up. I can imagine like me and my wife out there
On a nice
when
day.
we're a little older and just
Yeah.
like holding each other's hands. and, like-
Relax.
yeah.
Loved again.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I see that. All right, next question, Ryan.
Is this the last one?
One more and that's it.
Okay.
I know this might sound stupid. Will you ever sell your company?
Victory Outdoor Services.
I'm pretty sure no.
I don't know. I have
pretty
no
sure.
idea. I mean, there's gonna come a time that I'm not gonna want to run that business anymore.
Right.
So maybe Daniel's old enough. He wants to run the business.
I'm
or
pretty
if-
sure he will.
If he doesn't, well, maybe. But if he doesn't want to run the business,
Uh huh.
of course I'm going to sell the company. So somebody's going to take it over, or I'll just dissolve it. Yeah, right,
I'll
Eric.
take the name.
Eric is going to be worth like 16 billion by then.
You never know.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, right.
Okay. Last. Oh, yeah. No, almost the last question. We have two more. Okay, we're trying to make it quick. If they offer you a TV show, would you ever do it? But you get to run it. Nobody gets to say what or what, like to fix it. You get to run it, just like how you YouTube. But like I say, Netflix or any any other people just be like, okay, here's your TV show, and you get to run it.
Well, the problem with that is that there would never.
Because excuse me, but because a lot of people call it the TV show. I've seen a lot of I'm watching the show. I don't know if it's called a show or if it's called real life. Because it's real life.
Yeah.
This ain't a show.
Yeah. Well, the question that you asked, it's not realistic because there would never be a TV show that they wouldn't have a producer. The stuff gets like all the reality TV. It's gotten so fake. It's not even watchable anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they set up all the fights and they tell the people how to act, and you're gonna say it this way, and you're gonna get upset, and it's just so fake. Because that's just not the type of person I am.
Oh yeah, you're being saying
I'm not
you're
an
saying
actor,
it straight up. I'm sorry, producer. I'm sorry, all TV shows, but this is reality. This is like, if you guys love all this stuff, because my wife watches like 90 Day Fiancé, all that stuff. That's all fake.
Yeah.
Dude, that's all fake. You could tell right away.
Yeah.
Like that's all acting.
Yeah. And plus, I've been in business for so long. I would have a real problem with somebody telling me what to do and me having to do what they say.
Oh yeah, one thing I know about you.
Like I would
you do
stand
not
up
want
and I'll
somebody
be
to
like,
tell you what to do.
right to the producer.
Oh yeah.
Pow!
Yep.
And it would be over.
Record this. This is scripted.
They're gonna say, okay, you're gonna do this. It's gonna be really fake, but you gotta act this way. I'd be like, not today,
Yep.
and they'll be over.
Pow! Knock them out.
Now there's some reality TV for you.
Right? And
That'll
then you
go
knock out the
viral.
camera too, guys.
Viral.
The camera falls. Yeah, it'll go viral.
There goes your viral content right there.
So you answered the question. That's
Yeah.
it. He never.
No,
So
never,
don't
never.
because I've seen some questions like that, and some of your videos are like, oh, it's called a show. This is not. There's no show.
No,
This
it's
is
never
Ryan
gonna
doesn't tell
happen.
us straight up. Be like, okay, Eric, now talk to me bad, or do this, or come late.
Yeah,
No. This is
we
not-
don't set
no,
any of
no,
that stuff
no.
up.
This is all what happens.
Like people that don't
That's it.
own a business might think that, just like casual viewers of the
Right,
channel,
right.
like, oh, these guys must be setting this up. But business owners, guys that own businesses just like mine, they're like, no, that's all real. It happens to all of us too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They realize, like, they know.
And like you said, that's why they relate to you.
Yeah.
That's why
How
they-
could I set something up and fake something?
It's kind of stupid.
You can't
You
do
think you got
that.
time for that to write a whole
I'm
script?
trying to get the job done.
Right.
I don't have time to be thinking about, we
Right.
should make Eric say this and make
No,
Tino
or Francisco Tino, or
go to the bathroom or bring toilet
or
paper
Big
in
Ray
the car.
do this.
Like, come
or,
on, man.
Yeah,
I
come
don't
on.
have time. I don't have time to even think about that.
Or tell the truck driver from the
Yeah.
concrete, be like, oh, do something, hit this,
Yeah,
or
put
do
30
this.
gallons
Right.
in. It'll be too wet. And I'll
Right.
send
Nah.
it back. No,
No,
you
dude.
can't do that. First of all, I just would never do that. But second of all, like if people found out ever that I was like faking stuff, I would get canceled.
Right. Yeah.
People would be like, Ryan's a fake. I'm done, and people would be talking about it, and everybody would hate on me, and that pretty much would end things. Why
Right.
would I risk it? That's stupid.
Yeah, it'd be dumb. It'd
Yeah,
be really
it's
dumb.
super
Then
dumb.
people will notice. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
really noticeable when they don't show a lot. But
Last question.
all right, we're gonna move. Yeah, moving to the
one?
last question, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you guys are wondering why I have all this stuff, obviously we flew on the plane. I can't take those big sticks that I have.
Look
you know,
at this mic you
to
gave me.
holding.
Look at this.
Hey, we gotta do it.
People have already been talking about this. Like, wow, look at Ryan's mic. Wow.
I know, but we
We're
try
in the
to-
hotel.
We try to do as much as we can. You know, I can't bring all that stuff. You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna be saying you got. You know, too
Our
much
audio
stuff.
might stink too, and we wouldn't even know.
Okay, I don't think. I think it's.
I think it's good.
I think it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounded good because you were doing some beats and they were pretty dope.
Oh yeah, I was beatboxing.
Oh yeah, you guys ain't gonna hear that, so because I wasn't recording. All right, we're gonna move on. So, what was the worst experience that you had with an employee? You don't have to say their names. Like the worst experience, like because I know you've been a long time, and I know I don't even.
Yeah, so I've actually talked about this, so some of you know the answer to this already. Because whenever that thing happened with Daryl, that wasn't the worst
Yeah.
with Daryl. It was the situation that I explained when I was kind of explaining that situation. So it was the guy that worked for me. He was a young guy, and I treated him like gold. And he was very polite. He was always, yes, sir, thank you. He was always just very, very polite to me, and I treated him like he was my son. And he worked for me for several years, and he had been stealing from me behind my back the whole time. And eventually, I'm not going to retell the whole story on how I found
Right.
out and all that stuff, but I found out eventually that he had been stealing from me, and like I probably spent more time with him than I spent with you. Like
Really?
he literally was like my son.
No way.
Yeah, and I
dude.
treated him good. Like I treated him just like I treat you. I gave him food. I borrowed him money. I did
Yeah.
all the things I do for you guys. I did for him.
Right.
And he was stealing my tools. He was taking all kinds of tools, but he was taking them really slowly over a few years period of time. So he was taking tools, and when you take them that slowly, like you just think you lose stuff, so you rebuy stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean?
He had a plan.
He had a
Because
plan.
how you just explained it, he's like, okay, I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
little thing. You're
Yeah.
not gonna notice. Like if you take 25 cents off your cup holder, you're not gonna notice.
Yeah, it wasn't that. He stole
Multiple money.
large amount of money in tools from me, a large amount. I found out, and that one kind of hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was pretty personal. That was the worst experience I ever had with an employee. But I confronted him, and he had it's just excuses that are so ridiculous I won't even mention them. Like it's super
Oh,
ridiculous. He didn't
yeah.
even know what to say.
Yeah.
Because I caught him red-handed, and I confronted him, and he was like, he didn't
like,
know what to say,
you're like-
and something just came out of his mouth, and
You're
I was
like,
like, did you
"What?"
really just say that? So that was the worst experience I ever had. Because when it's like me and you, we become friends, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm your boss. So there's a personal relationship,
Right.
and then you could do something that isn't just it hurts on an emotional level. It's
Right.
not just a boss and employee relationship anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I try to. I'm speaking for myself. That's why I try to be like straightforward with you. I'm never gonna do bogus. I'm not gonna steal from you. I'm not that. That's not how I grew up.
You're just scared of the pow.
Oh yeah, I'm scared of the power. I'm scared. But you know what I mean? Like I don't see myself doing that, dude. Like, cause karma's a big thing, and I always said to me, like, dude, he helped me out. Like, that would be like the stupidest thing I've ever would do.
Well, yeah, especially
I'll
in
end
your
up my
situation. Yeah.
right. I'll end up in my future, cause you open doors to everybody. But I feel like that, like when you told me that story, I'm like, dude, like. That's crazy. Like, and hopefully I don't pass to that. Hopefully I don't pass to that, because obviously I'm gonna pass those things that are like I'm always gonna text you, hey Ryan, this is like, you know, I know I'm always gonna keep a close relationship with you. I told you when you get older, I'm gonna pick you over in a 6'4" with some switches. We're gonna cruise with the top down. And I'm actually, like, this is for me this year's, if I do actually own a car, like a lowrider, because I really like a lowrider. I really like a 6'4". I mean, I always like the Monte Carlos, all that Bel Airs and all that stuff. I want to get like one of our pictures airbrushed in the back of the trunk.
Dang.
I'm serious, dude.
All right.
Because, like I'm saying, you're gonna later on. Obviously, we're all gonna go in the graveyard, and I'm always gonna remember, dude. It's like we're in YouTube, man. It's like, dude, my grandkids are gonna watch that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like, dude, you open the doors for me, and I'm never gonna like this. All this is because of Ryan's channel, and because I've been into, you know, I'm with him, and I'm never gonna do you both. People are like, oh, Eric's doing his Milwaukee tools. I know he could go to my trailer, he could open it, I could go tell him, hey, you want to come check my lot? Go ahead, check my lot. You know, I'm being straight up. Like, I buy my tools. If I would use it, I'll ask you, hey Ryan, can I use your tools quick? But I put it back. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, it's like, dude, y'all could just go buy it. Save up a little bit and buy it.
Yeah.
You know, keep it cool. That's it. You know, I try to be careful. You're like, come on, Eric, just use it. Yeah, and, you know, I don't want to just damage your equipment, dude. Like, it's not, dude. But yeah, I'm grateful that you're here with me. You actually took your time, Ryan. I know you got other things to be worrying about right now. I'm pretty sure your phone's blown up, because it's always blowing up. And yeah, I really appreciate you for bringing us to World of Concrete this year. And actually tomorrow we're gonna be going to the to the ATVs, and you know I'm gonna be laughing so like a hyena. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, Eric's gonna be laughing. Okay, I'm gonna be laughing because that's how I am. I love enjoying the stuff, and like, I never been in a racetrack, never been in the desert, so I'm always gonna, you know, be all happy because all the stuff you've done, I've never done. Like, people think, oh, Eric never been in a boat. Obviously my parents never had a boat, you know, so that was sincere, my joy and everything. So I really appreciate you bringing us here. And you know, I wasn't gonna be here come this year for sure. Like, I was, for real, I told you I ain't gonna come, but I'm here, and you know, I'm grateful that you brought me here, and you actually took your time, and you know, to take this little podcast with me, and hopefully we become more, you know, connected, like friends, as you know, because I know right now I'm just 2 years, right, with you.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's 2 years, but I'm gonna stick around. Like I said, I'm gonna stick around and see what happens, man.
Yeah.
I know that this summer we're gonna kick butt.
We have to. It has to be my best year ever.
I know he said he's gonna scream at it like crazy.
Oh
so.
yeah, I'm gonna.
So
be
if you see
stressed.
me going like south from the angle from the camera, or not say nothing, or stay really serious, y'all know why.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say nothing, but we're always gonna keep each other, you know, happy. I'm gonna try to always, you know, be who I am. I'm never gonna change that. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful, Ryan.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna end this podcast right now. So don't forget to go watch his videos. You know, Victory Outdoor Service is gonna come in the screen. There's a lot of videos coming up, and he's behind, but I'm behind too. So don't forget to watch all the channels. Shout out to Big Ray, Francisco, J414. He's not no more. It's that boy Cisco now. So don't forget to watch all the channels. Stay tuned. Shout out to Mike too. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Adios.
Adios.